ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So in the last hour, we looked at how Veda is a pramana to reveal me. It does not reveal me like the eyes reveal a pot, but it reveals the very truth of the self-evident I as that which is self-existent. And the word self-existent, self-evident really comes to life when you appreciate everything else has to become evident and depends on something else for its existence. You put these two together, what do you get? Everything else depends on something else for its existence. I am self-existent. What do you get? Everything else has no existence apart from me. Refine it further. There is nothing else except me. That is Vedanta. Right? So you have to understand the implication. Otherwise, just saying, I know I'm self-evident. Like somebody said to me the other day, I know Brahman is not an object. What do you mean by I know Brahman is not an object? It looks very simple. Okay, Brahman is not an object. So what? It's not an object, then isn't it a subject? So the point is, we have to understand the Shruti is trying to tell me, and today Vedanta is being available everywhere. But earlier you had to go, which means you have to discern that you're looking for something which is not discernible. So when Vedanta has to be taught, how will it teach? If you want to describe an elephant, you can describe it in words. You want to describe a glass, you can describe it in words. You want to describe sweetness? Can you describe in words? No. But you can make the fellow understand by putting some sugar in his mouth. That is called sweetness. That's doable. So some people think, yes, Brahman cannot be taught. It needs to be experienced. Like what? Can sugar be taught? It needs to be experienced. Hey, every knowledge is experienced. Do you understand that? Are you experiencing the pot or are you seeing the pot? Is there a difference between the two? You see the pot or you touch the pot? No, Swami, I'm not seeing, I'm experiencing the pot. Hey, this is another sense organ. Experiencing sugar, what do you mean? You are knowing sugar from the taste perspective. Is there anything else? So what is the experience you want? No, I want Brahman experience. If Brahman were an experience, then after 1 minute that experience will be over. Then what will you experience again? Same long face you will pull again. Because now Brahman experience is over, now what should I experience next? We say every experience is Brahman. The experiencer is Brahman. The experienced is Brahman. The experiencing is Brahman. What is this Brahman experience? So you come to a place. Why are you here? We want to experience Brahman. What do you tell the fellow? He's already decided it's an experience. You need to appreciate. Because these are all ideas which we carry from somewhere. Some historic ideas we have from our readings or listenings. And we think that it's to be done. So first thing you need to understand is what? It is jnanam eva. Jnanadeva kaivalyam. There is no other means. So yesterday somebody asked, where's our friend? Flavio. Is he here? Oh, there you are. I'm missing you. I'm looking for you there. Okay. Is there another way of teaching? So I was just thinking about, So somebody teaches like this, not Vedanta. What is the sound of a one-handed clap? What's the sound of a one-handed clap? This is called a Zen koan. This is the way to teach. You tell me, what is the sound of a one-handed clap? Don't stop there. Because I've told you, what should you meditate upon? You meditate upon the sound of a one-handed clap. Meditate. And you come back when you have meditated. Zen koan, it's given by the master. What will you do with this? See, what does it do? When you try to think of a one-handed clap, what does it do? Your mind has to get stumped. It has to stop thinking because you can't imagine a one-handed clap. Right? And if your mind stops thinking about anything, what remains? What remains? Without a thinking mind means without any objects being thought about. What remains? You are not asleep. Right? But that's the way. Or they will say, what is the sound of a tree falling in the woods when there is nobody to hear it? What's the sound of a tree falling in the woods when there is nobody to hear it? You don't need a tree falling in the woods, okay? What is the sound of Ganga when nobody listens to it? For us, it's more practical. It's right here. What's the sound? So somebody will say, Swamiji, sound is always there. Nobody is there to hear. How do you know there is sound if there is nobody to hear? At least one fellow must hear it to know the sound. Otherwise, there is no sound. So, what does it bring you to? Sound is something that depends on awareness. And you want to make the fellow aware of that awareness. But if you look at this, one could sit like somebody here said. What is the sound of one-handed clap? No sound. Matter is over. No meditation. It's dismissed. It's dismissed right away. And that can happen in our Shastra too. How does Bhagavan present, Krishna present this truth? He says, I'm going to tell you. Jneyam yattat pravakshyami. I'm going to tell you what is to be known. And then he says what? Na sat tan na saduchyate. Half a line. Na sat na asat. It is neither, you can neither call it existent, nor can you call it non-existent. What? What does it mean? Just like, what is the sound of one-handed clap? Nothing. Look, everything I know is either existent or non-existent. If it is neither existent nor non-existent, what does it mean? It means nothing. But it is being taught deliberately. It is being taught deliberately. It is neither existent nor non-existent. What do you mean by that? Existent is an idea. It exists is a thought. It exists is a thought. It doesn't exist is also a thought. Everything in the universe, any object is known as exists categorically. Exists, doesn't exist. Exists, doesn't exist. Other than these two, what's there in the world? What's there in the world which is neither existing nor non-existent, neither existent nor non-existent? You give up. You have to give up looking at the world. Then what remains? You don't vanish, okay? When existent, non-existent, but Swamiji, I exist. That's different. You don't exist because it came to light. You say this exists when it comes to light. When I put it down, you say it doesn't exist. Non-existent. Existent, non-existent. It is purely your objectification of something which you call exists or doesn't exist, isn't it? So when you are told, na sat tat na saduchyate, their Bhashyakara will discuss this. Because somebody will say, hey, what kind of thing you are talking about? After creating a lot of expectation, that I'm going to tell you something very special and all that. Finally, this is all you have to say? Half a line? Neither exists nor doesn't exist. What is this business? It has business. Because we are not talking of that which comes to light and goes out of light. Way of teaching. But this is more direct. A kovan can leave you in your own world. It's not a direct way of saying it. In another Upanishad, how is it taught? It is different from the known, different from the unknown. Again, you will say what? Everything is either known or unknown. If anything is unknown, it can become known. Right? So, if you want to know something, so the Shruti says you should know Brahman. You should know Brahman. Vijñāya. To be known. Deliberately, it has to be known. That is what's jigyasa. You want to know. If something has to be known, it must be unknown right now. And it must become known. But what is the Shruti saying? It first declares, it is not knowable by the eyes, not objectifiable by the eyes, not objectifiable by the ears, not objectifiable by the mind. When it's all this said, fellow says, then it doesn't exist. What is not perceivable or knowable by the mind doesn't exist. Why are you wasting my time? No, it is knowable. How is it knowable? I don't know how to teach you. That's what the Guru says. We don't know how to teach it to you as an object. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the fellow says, you keep saying it is, I will show you Atma. It is Brahman, I will show you. Show it to me like a cow holding two horns. This is a cow. Show it to me. Or this is a horse. This is a cow, this is a horse. Show like that. Why do you not show? No, it can't be shown like that. This is the way to show. This is the way to show. It is the knower of the knower. It is the seer of the seer. It is the thinker of the thinker. What is this knower of the knower? Knower, I know. What is knower of knower? I am telling you something deliberately. You need to think. Different from known, different from unknown. Give up. See what I am trying to say? You give up your attempting to know. Until you are trying to know, you can't know. Should I give up trying to know? Jigyasa should not be given up. The desire to know should not be given up. It has to be maintained till you know. But you say it's not known, not unknown. Yes, there is something which is neither known nor unknown, which can become, which is unknown to you in a way, though it is known to you. Is that true or not? You reckon So if I ask, you are in a dark room, absolutely no light, and no other senses, object of other senses, no smell and all that stuff. What is there? What will you say? Nothing. Nothing is not the truth. You are there, but you miss that. There is nothing there. You are there who sees there is nothing else there. Right? So I'm saying, different from known, different from unknown means not an object. If it is not an object, then it is subject. A subject, tell me what is subject. How do you know of the subject? Because you objectify the subject. So subject, there is no such thing called subject, there is only object. Correct or not? So you remove all objects, then what remains? All knowables are gone. And what you want to know will never become an object. Sakshi drigeva natu drishyate. Natu drishyate. You want it more directly? Achintyam. It cannot be thought about, it cannot be conceived by a mind as an object. Achintyam. You want to look at differently? Avyavaharyam. You cannot interact with it or have any transactions with it. Agrahyam. You cannot grasp it with your organs of action. Alakshanam. It has no features. Shantam. Prapanchopashamam. Shantam. It is the very thing where everything comes back from. It is total resolution of everything. Shivam. Advaitam. Non-dually one. One which can never become two. What is this? One. Can become two. Can become three. Can become four. What cannot become two? Is what we are talking about. It's not one as a member of a set. I can have one flower, I can have two flowers. You can have one sky. There is only one space, only one member, but still it's an object. Words reveal only objects, generally. Vachyartha. What can they reveal? Jati, guna, kriya, sambandha. Jati means a species. Flower is a species. Dog is a species. Table, understand, I'm not talking of live. Species means a group of objects which can be identified as members of one group. Jati. Within the species there are vyakti, individuals. Right? Jati. What else can you identify? What else is can be told by words? Guna, attributes. White flower, soft flower, big flower, small flower. These are all attributes, guna. Then how else, what else does word indicate? Runs, walks, eats, thinks, kriya, an action. And then there are two nouns. There is a relationship between them. This flower is on this flower. This is called sambandha. Father, son, sambandha. He is the son of so and so. Dasharathihi. Dasharathasya apatyam puman Dasharathihi. Son of Dasharatha. Dasharathi indicates it. So what can words indicate? Jati, guna, kriya, sambandha. A species or a grouping, attribute, action and relationships. You tell me a word which indicates something other than this. Look, think through it. It should not be just you wrote it down. See for yourself, is there anything a word can say? How many Brahmans are there? Jagat Karanam is one. That's a setup. How many Brahmans are there? One. You don't need a Brahman Jati. You don't need a species called Brahman. Okay? Is Brahman a guna? It's a substantive. It's the only thing there is. Not a guna. Is it a kriya? It's not. Sambandha, there's only one. Where is sambandha possible? When you have two, you can have relationship. There's only one. Non-dually one. Where is sambandha? So none of these will do. Then why do you use words? We use words with a way of using them. Like I said yesterday, exists, yes, but existence not in time. Anantam Sat. Sat, Chit, Anantam. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Three words are used. Are there three attributes of Brahman? No. To know one Brahman clearly, minimum three words. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. What is Satyam? Satyam means existence. To take it a little loosely. Existence. But so flower exists. It is Brahman. Because, let's understand what is Lakshana first. Lakshana means a defining attribute. A defining attribute. Like what? Suppose you want to know what is a cow. You don't know what's a cow. What is the Lakshana? Suppose you say, cow is a herbivore. Eats herbs, grass, etc. Is that correct definition or not? Is it a good definition or not? It is overextensive. Horse also is included, elephant is also included, zebra is also included, and ass is also included. Correct? So it's not tight enough. Herbivore with no stripes. Zebra is excluded. Basically, you have to make a defining attribute in such a way that it does not exclude any member of what you want to define and does not include anybody else extra. It is called avyapti ativyapti dosha rahitaha. Free from these two defects, neither extending over nor underreaching it. So you have to satisfy both. So what is our, this is a traditional example for Lakshana, okay? Sasanadiman Gauhu. What is a sasana? If you see the Indian cow, not Jersey cow, okay? It will have a loose flap of skin on the neck. You will not find on a buffalo. You will not find on a giraffe. You won't find on a zebra. You won't find on anything else except a cow. So what is it now? It's called a Lakshana. Wherever you see this dewlap, translation is dewlap. Wherever you see it, that's what is a cow. Similarly, now you don't know Brahman. You are trying to know cow, so I give Lakshana. Now you want to know Brahman, unknown Brahman. Not knowable as an object. It is neither known nor unknown. One way of looking at it. Another way of looking at what now? Okay, I will tell you how to look for it. It is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Three words are there as defining attributes. Satyam means what? Existent. Okay, so this is Brahman. It is okay, but Brahman is not this. We want to know what is Brahman, all right? So now, what's the another word there? It is Anantam. What does Anantam mean? Limitless, boundless. Therefore, existence of this flower is in this place, at this time, in this form. Each of them is a limitation. Remove those. Flower exists, okay. Remove the space, remove the time, remove the flowerness, then what will remain? Then the existence that you know exists. I told you, neither existent nor non-existent. That existent it is not. It is existent through all periods of time. That's the same thing as saying neither existent nor non-existent. Because what is it that is neither existent nor non-existent? What is it that is neither known nor unknown? We'll come back to the same. Because what cannot be categorized given with a given form. If it has a form, it can be known. Correct? Therefore, all these words are taking you where? To a point where you have to stop trying to use your mind to look out and know. Paranchikhani vyatarnat swayambhu. This Bhagavan has as though destroyed us by making all our senses always looking outwards. Bhagavan destroyed it. He made it like this. Who made the eyes always look out, mind look outward? He didn't destroy, but that's the way the design is. Then what should you do? Kaschid dhiraha. Someone who had that viveka, who could see through the limitation of everything. What did he do? He turned his vision around. Avritta chakshu. His eyes were as though turned around. And what did he see? Pratyagatmana maikshata. He saw that which can never be externalized. How did he see? Using these words. And once he sees, my God, existence I am, then everything else folds in. First, in the Vedanta, the first steps are, is this you? No. Is this you? No. You already know this. This is your knowledge. We extend it. Is this you? Till now it is you. No. Then is the eyesight you? No. Is the mind you? No. Now you have piled up everything in the world as not me. Now you say, I am what? The limitless existence, which means the existence of the flower is not outside existence. So first step is to remove the doubt, is to take everything out, not you, not you. Second step is what? Re-include everything. So first you have to separate. You have to separate the truth from names and forms. That truth cannot be recognized another name and form. Once the truth is recognized, you know that no names and forms have their existence. Therefore, every name and form is myself. This is you do the circle. You have to go through the circle. This is the only way to learn. Not only way, this is one way to learn. Within Vedanta we have, but method is the same. So is there any other method? No. Which words are used in which way can change. But the method is this. And when we understand, see the normal thing is, in any knowledge taking place, there is a vritti. There is a thought involved. All right? So how does a normal knowledge takes place? How it's defined, how it's explained? It is said, suppose you are trying to see this flower. Then what happens? This is a model, okay? Understand, these are all models. Our interest is only to prove one thing. All that is here is one. That's the only interest. So how does this flower get known? The mind, which has been illumined by consciousness, that mind goes out through the eyes and envelops this flower. And that image is formed on the mind. This is called vritti. Vritti vyapti. Technically it is called vritti vyapti. Then this vritti which is formed is illumined by, the chaitanyam which is reflected in this antahkarana. not in other antakarana. It's illumined. That is called phala vyapti. Phalena vyapti. Phala is ahankara. Chidabhasa ahankara. Sabhasa ahankara. So phala vyapti. These two steps happen. So first an object is uncovered, and then the uncovered object is recognized as this is that. This is how the knowledge prakriya is explained. When it comes to this Brahman, you cannot say this is me. You cannot objectify something other than you. Then what happens? So they will say there is a single step involved here, which is called vritti vyapti. There is a vritti which says everything is Brahman. This vritti is given a name, akhandakara vritti. Okay? This vritti is called akhandakara vritti. So people will ask technically, akhandakara vritti ho gaya ki nahi? Have you had that vritti or not? I want that vritti, akhandakara vritti. Swamiji would always, because now what happens? If you call it a vritti, it becomes, vritti is always an event in time. Therefore, your whole orientation is, have I had that vritti or not? Have I had that vritti or not? When will I have it? Do I need to have it once or many? All questions now are stuck on akhandakara vritti. Almost any camp you do, one fellow will have a question akhandakara vritti. It is not uncommon. Very common. And Swamiji will say, don't see, if you're waiting for akhandakara vritti, which means it is other than you. Don't wait. Don't set yourself up. When you see everything is yourself, that is akhandakara vritti. If you look at Ramana Maharshi, he will say, how can a vritti go and, cover everything? The vritti knowing Brahman means the vritti merges, becomes one with Brahman. That's the only vritti you have. That is what is said in the Shastra by saying there is no phala vyapti. So it's not separate. But when you use these technical terms, it will all seem, sometimes it can be very confusing. Because now you are set yourself up that I have to have that vritti. What is that vritti? Your whole business becomes outward oriented again. So if you look at it differently, I'm saying, so sometimes I feel that it is easier to understand these things without complicating with them with too much jargon. Okay? You are seeing this flower right now, yes? How many things are involved in this? You are seeing the flower. There is a seer, there is a scene, there is seeing. There is an instrument of seeing. Now you close your eyes. What happened to the seer? Went away. What happened to the scene? Went away. What happened to the instrument of seeing? Went away. How many things are there in one sight? Are there three or only one sight really? Sight is awareness of sight. Are there three things, or you split what is one into three? One experience is split into three. And what is that experience? It's nothing but experience awareness. That awareness is always available. So seer, now seeing experience over. Now here, you are hearing a word. Are you a hearer? Yes. Is there a heard? Yes. Is there an instrument of hearing? Yes. What is there really? Just hearing awareness. Now you taste, tasting awareness. Now you know, knowing awareness. What is common? Awareness. When does it go? Awareness is presence or of absence. Awareness always is. Either it's awareness of the absence of subject-object like in sleep, or it's the awareness of presence of subject-object. Is there any other awareness you have? There may be presence of a subject with no object. But really it's not true. Subject is there, no object means what? Even if your eyes are open and dark room, you'll see black. Subject, object always come together. Triputi always come together. Therefore, what do we say? What is the knowledge? I am not the bhokta, I am not the bhogya, I am not the bhoga. Trishudhamasu yad bhogyam bhokta bhogancha yad bhavet tebhyo vilakshana sakshi chinmatroham sadashiva. Even as you see, you recognize that seeing was a role. Even as you know, knowing is a role. Knower, knowing, known are really one thing split in three. It's like catabolic process, you know. You split it to understand. But really there is only one experience. So if you look at it this way, there are no terms involved. There is not much jargon involved, and you just see through what is. But somehow that's not easy. I mean, you get some insight, but you somehow want more. Then you get into a study. Then you will have to study Tattva Bodha first. You will start seeing now Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Stula Sharira. Now all these get solidating. Swamiji, where is Karana Sharira? Always a problem. What does Sharira mean? Body. That is the English translation. Correct. What does Sharira mean? Shiryamanatvat Shariraha. That which is subject to disintegration is Sharira. Deha means what? Body. Translation is body. What is Deha? Etymologically, Dahana Yogya is one way of saying it. That's not etymologically. Etymologically, it is, you know, how you do plastering. How do you make a wall? You put plaster, you put mud, you put some cement, you keep doing, you build up. That is called Deha. It's built up. It's not an independent reality. Okay? So I'm saying the word in Sanskrit is that which is subject to disintegration. What is Sthula Sharira? That which is available for sight with your Indriyas. Sight means not just sight, perception. Sthula. Gross means available for perception with your senses. What is Sukshma? Not available for your sense perception. What is Karana? Cause of what? Of Sthula and Sukshma. What is the cause? What is the cause? What is the cause for this particular manifestation of Sthula and Sukshma Sharira? We say it is avidya. Okay? And therefore, what is Karana Sharira? Avidya. Can you objectify Karana Sharira? You won't objectify. But the term is there. And Samashti Karana Sharira is Maya, another big problem. People want to know what is Maya. And if you want to know Maya, she'll take you for a spin. Maya is magic, okay? She'll take you for a good spin. You won't know anything. So Swami would say, never try to know Maya. Catch hold of the Mayavi. The one who wields Maya, you catch hold of. Don't try to get Maya. You get hold of the magician. There is no magic apart from the magician. Who is the magician? Ishvara. That's what we try to know. Okay. So I'm saying that there's a lot. See, there are many methods, many things are said. Maya is really trying to account. If there is only one non-dual reality, how come there is so much variety? It's very hard to fathom, okay? You eat the same rice and chapati. One zygote, one cell. How it becomes hands, legs, eyes, ears, nose, What makes that one cell become specialized cells? What makes it happen? What makes one tiny fig seed into a mighty fig tree? This is used in the Upanishad. Teacher and student are sitting, under a tree. Teacher says, what is this? This is a fig tree. Okay. What is a fig? Get a fig. Get the fig. Okay. Open it. What do you see in it? Seeds. Fig seeds, it's very tiny. What do you see? I see seeds. Several seeds. Take one. All right. Break it. Bhiddhi. Breaks it. What do you see? Nothing. Eh? What do you see? What are you sitting under? A fig tree. Where did it come from? From nothing? It came from nothing? Sukshma. Sukshma. All knowledge present. Where? Where is the knowledge in the seed to become this tree? Not just become the tree. It has to know what kind of root, what kind of trunk, what kind of leaves, what kind of flowers, what kind of fruits, when the fruit should come, when the flowers should arrive. There should be something to pollinate them. Who put all this in place? Where is all this knowledge? Is it in the seed or outside the seed? Where is it? It's in the seed. Then see it. Open and see. You don't see it. It is there. You don't see it. Sukshma. Understand Sukshma? You can open and put in a microscope. You can see some. If you open a bean seed, you will see some cotyledon. I don't know what you will see if you open a fig seed. But it has everything. But I can't see it. No, you need another way of seeing it. You need another way to see it. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, we'll make you understand. Bring a glass of water. Yes, sir. Bring a lump of salt. Yes, sir. Put it in. Put it in. Yes, sir. Go. Tomorrow morning, Purnamadahano. Tomorrow morning we'll come back for the class. Comes back. Okay. Bring that glass. Yes. Do you see the salt? No, sir. I don't see it. There is no salt. Okay. Bring a spoon. Take water from the top. Sip it. So salty. Okay. Take water from the middle of the glass. Sip it. Salty. Take water from the bottom of the glass. Sip it. Salty. Salt is there or not there? Do you have any doubt? The whole water is pervaded by salt. You couldn't see it with your eyes. Why? Because eyes are the wrong means of knowledge to see salt which has melted, dissolved in the water. It is there. You need a different means of knowledge to recognize it. There is nothing in the seed. You need a different means of knowledge to recognize what is. What is the means of knowledge? Shabda. See how the Shastra teaches you in a practical way that there are different means of knowledge and they have their own areas of working. And it can be known because it is there. You know you put the salt in. It can't vanish. You have to know it, but you have to know the appropriate means of knowledge to know it. And when you use the appropriate means of knowledge, it will be known. Therefore, when you come to Shabda Shastra, it has to be known. And what is the method? Primary method of the Shastra is Karya Karana Bhava. Karya is an effect, Karana means a cause. Basic principle is what? wherever you see something, it must have a cause. It must have a cause. You go all the way, but cause must be there until you find you can't go further. That's the method. And therefore, the Upanishad will first present Brahman as a cause. Present Brahman as a cause. And then says the whole, because see, suppose you set up a city. Does the city come in one step? Or you set up a company, a corporation. Is it like one step? No. You start with what? You want to start, you have a startup idea. Right? And now you want to set up a company. What do you start with? First there should be one main fellow. Business you have promoter, etc. But assuming the first fellow is, you first hire a CEO. Then his job is what? Set up everything. Shastra says, see, it's understandable by you. So Shastra says, first Brahmaji is created. He is CEO for the current Srishti. What does he do? He puts everything else together. Where did Brahmaji come from? Brahman did not pick something outside himself. Brahman manifests as Brahmaji. And that Brahmaji will do what now? Out of himself, he fashions the Panchabhuta. Everything is coming from that. First is space. Now space is what? Space is Brahman. From that space comes Vayuhu. I told you, Vayu, etc., don't take it literally. If you take these literal meanings, you will be wondering how come 5 elements. Chemistry says so many elements. Periodic table has so many elements. Why 5 elements? 5 elements to show it's exhaustive. There are only 5 ways of knowing the world. It's exhaustive. So you go. And what is the idea? From space came what? Air from Vayu, then Apaha, then Prithvi, etc. So at each step you should say what? It is non-different from Brahman. It is non-different from Brahman. So then from these 5 Panchamahabhutas, whole Jagat comes. Jagat is non-different from Brahman. So what is there? Is only Brahman. Now you make a reverse trip. You examine the Jagat. From each point you go to the preceding. You keep looking. What is its cause? What is its cause? What is its cause? And then you stop at a point where you don't and can't go further. And that Shruti will say is the truth. And that will be invariably be you. It can't be anything else. So this is the way the Shruti teaches what is otherwise not teachable. By first superimposing a creation, a Srishti, and then withdrawing everything it has said as created. You say you create this. Then what do? You pull back everything. And then what remains is what cannot be pulled back. This is what is said by Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam Nishprapancham Prapanchate. Adhyaropa is what? Even though there is only clay, or even though there is only gold, first you say, from gold came this, from gold came this. Or I can simply say, it's a golden chain, it's a golden ring, it's a golden bangle. This is called Adhyaropa. Your only thing is gold, but Shruti deliberately will say this. And really you think about it. Suppose there were no golden articles. No golden articles. Would you ever know gold? You see all this. But you want no gold. How do you know gold? The only way you really know it is you subtract the names and forms cognitively. Is that not what we do? You follow exactly the same principle all the way. Pretty simple in that sense. But we don't let ourselves be lost in the jargon. And don't give reality to every step, because the purpose is not to show that there is Akasha, there is Vayu. The purpose is to just set up to take you back to the truth. So I showed you about knower, known knowledge. Look at subject object. Is there an object without a subject? Is there a subject without an object? These words are purely, they're a pair. You can't say one word without saying the other. Which means both of them come together, both of them go together. The whole world comes along with the mind and goes with the mind. This is what Ramana captures wonderfully. Dhiya saha udeti, dhiya saha astameti. Dhi is mind. This Jagat, this whole universe, udeti, rises with the mind. When you wake up, dhiya saha astameti. When the mind sets, the world also sets. Then what is the truth? That where both the world and the mind resolve is the truth. Both resolve. Some Buddhists will say that mind is all there is. World is only in the mind. Some contention there. But the idea is what? World and mind come together. And Ramana says something very beautiful in that context, which is worth noting. You see a formful world because you attribute a form to yourself. You see a formful world because you think you have a form. If you know yourself without a form, what form will you see in the world? See, this is what you think you are. Now what did we do? Is this you? Is this you? No. Why is this not you? Because you objectified. Is the mind you? No. Objectified. You knock out everything. You objectify. What remains as you? What remains as you? A formless, spaceless, timeless you remains. Now, this you, if you recognize, what remains outside? It's all expression of this alone. Everything has borrowed existence from here. So he says, Yat panchakoshatmakam asti deha. Until this fivefold, five elemental body is there, until you take that to be yourself, then there is a Jagat. When you understand yourself without reference to this fivefold, tell me what Jagat do you have? Where is the seer? Where is the seen? Where is anything else? There's only one reality. So it's beautiful in the sense that until you retain this identity of this is me and try to know Brahman, it won't work. This I who came to know has to resolve. This is what they will say, that there is salt doll. It wants no depth of the sea. What happens? It doesn't come back. It becomes one. So you will find some very poetic expressions, some seemingly contradictory expressions, and Vedanta is seemingly all paradoxical expressions. So we say, you can say, I am in the body, body is in me. A can be, you can say A is on B or B is on A. You can't have B is in A and A is in B. You will have such statements. What does it show? Those statements are said from a standpoint. Standpoints have to be knocked out. I mentioned this in last class. I said, can anything become another? If you say A can become B, if you say A can become B, you have to tell me what is A clearly first. If A is, you define A, then, and if it's real, then that defined part of A should never go away. If it becomes B, then the defined part is not there or you have missed the definition. That's why the reality is what? There are no substantives, there are no attributes, there is no teacher, there is no student, there is no Shastra, there is only one reality. This is what Vedanta has to say finally. Because all these are just one appearing in the form of many. If you understand what is Satyam, what is the truth? That which cannot be negated ever, that which is not subject to going away. You hold on to this definition of truth, and you also know it cannot be objectified. You have to look right here. Then don't need a book. Book helps point out the mistakes in your thinking, and therefore the book is a word mirror. You want to see your face. Your face is here. Look at your face. Why do you hold a mirror? Why do you need a mirror? Face is here. Why do you need a mirror? No, I can't see my face. Good. You can't see yourself. You can't see your own eyes. What do you see in the mirror? Do you see yourself? Do you have a doubt how your face looks after you see in the mirror? So, do you see the mirror and see your face, or do you see something else? Even though it's a reflection, if the mirror is non-distorting, it will show you your face. You cannot know yourself without a mind. What you see in your mind is only an image. You don't see yourself. You can't see yourself. Seer, seen, split is there. But the mind, if it is not distorting, it will reveal to you what you are. Non-distorting mind, like a non-distorting mirror. That is called Antahkarana Shuddhi. Suppose you had a distorted, a convex or a concave mirror. What will you see yourself as? One of the two. Right? Is that you? Means of knowledge is correct. You are using a mirror. What is revealing, is it correct? When will it be correct? When the mirror has no distortion. It's a plain, clean mirror. You want to know the vastu. What do you need? What will you know anything with? Anything is known only with buddhi. What kind of a buddhi? An undistorted buddhi. What is distortion? All your prejudices, all the wrong notions that we have about ourselves, they are all distortions. Removing distortions is the job of Shastra. Then what do you say? You see yourself as you are. You don't see yourself, but you see yourself. Because this question will come, why do you need the mind? I'm just showing to you that, because otherwise some people always say, Swamiji, now when I say I am, there is two things, right? There is Ahankara plus Atma. Ahankara is there. You're awake, you're saying I am. Ahankara is there or not? It's there. Swamiji, I don't want Ahankara. I want to see pure Atma, Swamiji. You will hear this. Or you may even think like that. Pure Atma. What is pure Atma? I ask you now. Bangle. Assume it's 24 carats, okay? Is it pure gold or not? Bangle is saying, I don't want to know gold as bangle. I want to know, because bangle has got bangle ahankara. I am a bangle, With this ahankara, it says I don't want to know gold. I want to know gold without being a bangle. How will it know? Is the bangle impure gold? Does the shape called bangle take away the purity of gold? Does your mind, which is not distorted, take away anything, even when it's distorted, it's Atma, okay? So this idea that you want to see Atma orientation is, I have to objectify it. get over it. And see that what is Ishvara, and the equation is that Ishvara is you. That's the whole teaching. And why this setup? Why do I feel as an individual? For that, the Srishti gives an explanation. There is Sukshma Sharira, there is Sthula Sharira, there is Karana Sharira. Because the mind can't say everything is one. How can it be? I look different. Okay, I'll tell you why you look different. Reasons are given. If you don't ask the questions, you don't need. So a person who can understand you are everything without all those reasoning doesn't need everything. But if a person asks 100 questions, he needs 100 answers. So there's a book called Vichara Sagara. You will find 3 adhikaris there. One fellow goes, three children, 3 brothers. They all go to a teacher. One fellow gets moksha, first teacher. Second fellow and third has to go to the next teacher. Then third fellow has to go to third teacher. His name is Tarkadrishti. Tarkadrishti means what? He wants logic for everything. First fellow is, I think, Sattva-drishti. Something like that. So I'm saying, this whole work itself shows how adhikari bhedat. One fellow doesn't need too much of prakriya. Another fellow needs it. Why? That's each person is different. Somebody has a certain mindset, somebody doesn't have it. So somebody takes a short time, somebody takes a long time. Makes no difference. What is important, if you understand it is different from the known, different from the unknown, then your tendency to look outside to find it is gone. And the tendency to look within is gone because looker there is still a perceiver. Achintyam. Drop that too. Then your only pramanam is what? Shabda pramanam. Use it. Use logic which is helpful to knock out your own misconceptions. That is mananam. And then you see the truth. Not as one more thing, but there is no truth other than me, which is Ishvara. But until we know, you always maintain what? Ishvara is everything. Don't say I am everything because that will take away bhakti, take away the ability to be devoted. You start thinking, I am everything, why should I pray to Ishvara? That hurts big time. Even when you are a jnani, Ishvara is a fact. Because this body is still governed by the order that is Ishvara. You don't know the order. The world goes with the order that is Ishvara. What is said is, the truth of this body, at one level, at each cell, each bit of it is Ishvara, Samashti. And the truth of Samashti is one Chaitanyam. If truth of that whole is one consciousness unchanging, it must be available all the way down in everything. Where can it be recognized? Where there is a mind which can recognize. Here is a mind that is totally free to recognize. Therefore, a human being can recognize that consciousness as oneself, as the whole. That's the main thing. Okay? We'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. People from reunion, I want to just talk to you for 1 minute. All of you can go. Only reunion people I want to meet for a minute, I said. I'll have a reunion with reunion people.